Right now, something beyond this physical world is happening. Your name has just been spoken in the divine realm. Archangel Michael is calling out to you, not tomorrow, not later, now. And this is not just a message. It's a spiritual emergency. You've been guided here for a reason. Your soul is standing at a crossroads. And heaven is trying to break through the noise of your life. To reach you. There's something coming, something you need to be ready for. If you've been feeling a strange pull in your spirit lately, a whisper you couldn't explain, a heaviness in your chest when you're alone, that was the first sign. Archangel Michael is not just watching over you. He is stepping forward, calling your spirit out of the fog. Because something has been trying to block your light. You have less time than you think. This is your window to open your heart and hear what heaven needs to say. Archangel Michael is here. And he will not wait long. The message is coming. Stay with me. And listen carefully. You may not realize it yet. But there has been a sudden shift in your spiritual energy. A few days ago. Or perhaps just hours ago. Something unseen began to change. You felt it. But didn't have words for it. A strange silence in your heart. A pressure. Almost like the weight of invisible eyes watching over you. Your dreams may have become vivid, even disturbing. You might have felt like someone was trying to reach you. Like something sacred was standing just beyond the veil. Archangel Michael has been watching this unfold. And now, the veil is lifting. This isn't ordinary. Heaven doesn't send out urgent calls without reason. Something is trying to interfere with your destiny. An energy, quiet but persistent, is trying to throw you off course. But the divine has intercepted it. And that's why you're hearing this now. This is not a coincidence. Your soul has been activated. You've entered a window of divine intervention. You're standing in the middle of a spiritual battlefield. One where your peace, your calling, even your future is on the line. But don't be afraid. Because Archangel Michael never shows up without a reason. And when he does, protection follows. There's a reason you've been feeling this strange heaviness lately. A fog that doesn't lift. A resistance in your path. Your spirit wants to rise, but something pulls it back. It's not just exhaustion. It's spiritual interference. Archangel Michael sees it clearly, even if you can't. He sees the dark chords, old wounds, old fears, attachments from the past, that are still clinging to your energy field. Some of them aren't even yours. They were passed down. Carried through generations. Or absorbed from people you once trusted. You've been walking with energy that doesn't belong to you. No wonder your progress feels delayed. No wonder, every time you try to move forward, a weight pulls at your ankles. This isn't failure. It's a battle. Someone or something has tried to dim your light. It could be envy. It could be fear projected onto you. Or it could be your own doubt, whispered into your heart by lower entities hoping you'd forget who you really are. But Archangel Michael has stepped in. He doesn't allow soul sabotage to go unnoticed. He's drawing his sword, not of destruction, but of divine truth. Because the only way to break through this block is to expose the lie behind it. Right now, Michael is standing beside you. Not in a storybook way, but in spirit, in energy, in divine force. You may have felt a chill lately, out of nowhere. Or an overwhelming need to be alone. Or tears that came without warning. That was him. Clearing space. removing what no longer belongs, guiding you back to your true alignment. You've likely felt disconnected from joy. Your prayers might have felt unanswered. You've questioned your path, your purpose, even your worth. But the truth is, heaven was never silent. It was waiting for this moment, when the interference would be named, and your authority reclaimed. This spiritual block wasn't a punishment. It was a pause for realignment. A divine delay, so you wouldn't build your future on unstable ground. Now, the time has come. Not to fight harder, but to surrender deeper. To let Michael slice through what you can no longer carry. Old trauma, false beliefs, spiritual clutter. All of it, ready to fall away. Because you're being prepared for something sacred. And nothing unworthy of your light can follow you into what's next. You don't need to fix everything. You just need to release. Archangel Michael will do the rest. In a few moments, you'll hear the signs of your upcoming shift. Heaven is already aligning them. And they'll appear in places you'd least expect. You were not brought here by accident. You didn't click this video out of boredom. You were guided, because Archangel Michael has been trying to reach you. And the signs, they've already started appearing around you. Maybe you noticed small shifts in your energy, or sudden moments of clarity in the middle of chaos. These were not coincidences. They were signals. Sign number 1, sudden chills or warmth across your shoulders or spine. Even in a warm room, you might feel a wave of energy brushing against you, gentle, but strong. It's not physical cold. It's angelic presence. When Archangel Michael is near, his energy touches your aura like a breeze, clearing old cords and lighting the path. Sign number 2, you keep seeing the number 1111, 444, or 911. These aren't random. 911 is the divine emergency code, Archangel Michael's number when something needs immediate spiritual attention. 444 is the signal of protection. And 1111? That's your spiritual doorway. Michael uses these codes to get your attention. When you see them, it means, stop. Listen. You are being guided. Sign number 3, you're suddenly drawn to feathers or swords. White feathers might appear out of nowhere, especially in places they shouldn't be. Or you may feel connected to images of swords, shields, or warriors. That's Michael's energy calling you. He is the angelic warrior of truth and protection, and he sends these symbols to remind you that you're not fighting alone. Sign number 4, a voice inside you whispers, let it go. In quiet moments, there's a divine nudge. To release that toxic connection. To stop carrying guilt that isn't yours. To forgive yourself. That voice is not your imagination. It's divine guidance. Michael often speaks not through thunder, but through soft conviction. What you're hearing is his call for emotional release. Sign number 5, you feel something is about to shift, but you can't explain what. It's an inner knowing. A subtle urgency. As if you're standing at the edge of something sacred. This spiritual tension isn't anxiety. It's divine preparation. Michael's presence often creates a stirring before breakthrough. He disturbs what's stagnant so your soul can rise. Sign number 6, dreams of light, battles, or golden energy. Maybe you've been dreaming of running from shadows. Or suddenly finding light. Some dream of angelic figures. Even if they can't see a face. These are not random. Michael often visits in the dream state, when your mind is quiet and your soul is open. He doesn't always speak. But his presence fills the space with strength and clarity. Sign number 7, you feel the urge to start over. And protect your peace. It might show up as a sudden boundary you've never set before. Or a craving for solitude. Or a desire to purify your environment, cleaning, donating, deleting old messages, cutting ties. This is not you acting out. This is you responding to angelic alignment. Michael's energy pushes out what's draining your light. So if you've been shedding people, habits, or clutter, it means he's already working through you. All these signs, they're his whispers. And the fact that you've recognized even one of them means you've already been touched by his presence. But hey, race the truth. Michael doesn't show up unless there's a mission. He doesn't just watch, he moves when your destiny needs protection. And now that you've seen the signs, it's time to understand why he's come to you now, of all moments. Now that you've seen the signs, felt the presence, and sensed the shift, you must understand one thing. Archangel Michael never appears without reason. His presence is not soft comfort. It is divine urgency. And when he surrounds you like this, he is preparing you for transformation. But before the divine shift can happen, before doors open, battles end, or prayers are answered, there's one thing Michael asks of you: prepare your inner temple. This is not about lighting candles. This is not about rituals or mantras. This is about soul alignment. The truth is, you've been carrying too much. Pain you never released. Memories that still hurt when you touch them. Guilt that was never yours. Fear pretending to be protection. Michael cannot walk you into your next season if your hands are full of yesterday's weight. So his sacred instruction begins here: lay it down. He wants you to surrender, not in defeat, but in divine trust. He's asking you to speak the words you've been afraid to say, even if only in your heart. I let go of what no longer serves my light. I release what has already ended. I forgive myself. I forgive the story. This is the inner release that allows his sword of light to do its work. Because Archangel Michael doesn't just fight external darkness. He clears the internal chaos we've been too tired to face. And right now, the battlefield is inside you. So take a moment. Look at your life. Not just your schedule or your goals, but your energy. Where are you leaking your power? Where are you pretending to be okay? Where are you tolerating disrespect? Just to keep the peace? Michael is whispering. No more. You were not born to survive silently. You were born to stand in divine strength. And that strength is already inside you. But it's buried under old stories, people-pleasing, and invisible chains. That's what Michael has come to cut. He is placing his hand upon your shoulder now. Not to comfort you, but to anoint you. He is saying, you are ready. But your soul must be light enough to fly. So release. Cry if you need to. Write what needs to be said. Block the number. Speak the truth. Walk away from what your intuition has already buried. This is not weakness. This is spiritual obedience. The divine cannot pour into a soul that's already overflowing with sorrow. The second part of Michael's instruction: protect your gate. Not everyone can walk with you where you're going. Not every voice deserves access to your spirit. Not every apology means re-entry. You must protect your energy like it is sacred ground, because it is. If someone constantly brings confusion, if something feels heavy every time you think about it, if your peace disappears when they enter the room, Michael is pointing to that. He's saying, This is not your burden. You were not created to carry what dims your fire. So cleanse. Silently. Powerfully. Without warning, without guilt, without delay. And finally, Michael asks one more thing. Speak your next season into existence. Not just in prayer, but in declaration. Say what you deserve. Name what you will no longer tolerate. Call in what you're ready for. Because your words are the invitation. And when your voice aligns with divine will, miracles move faster than time. This is your sacred instruction. It's not a suggestion. It's not a gentle idea. It's your spiritual command. Michael is not promising you ease. He's offering you alignment. But only if you're willing to do what most want. Let go. Protect your peace. Speak your truth. When you do this, you won't just feel Archangel Michael's presence. You'll see it. In divine protection. In unexpected openings. In peace that doesn't make sense. And in blessings that feel too perfect to explain. There's something you need to understand before the blessings can fully flow into your life. Something ancient. Something most people never notice. Until it's too late. A hidden force, not outside you, but woven subtly into your thoughts, energy, and atmosphere. And if left unchecked, it becomes a wall between you and your answered prayers. This force is called spiritual interference. It doesn't roar like a demon. It whispers like a friend. It sounds like your own thoughts. But it is not you. It shows up in quiet moments of doubt. When you're about to make a breakthrough, and suddenly your mind says, "You're not ready. You don't deserve that. What if you fail again?" It's the voice that reruns your past over and over, so you never build your future. It's the heaviness in your chest when you try to feel hopeful. It's the invisible fog that dims your vision the moment you dream bigger. And yes, it is intentional. Archangel Michael has seen it hover over you. He's watched it interrupt your sleep, cloud your confidence, and block divine timing. But now he's stepping in, not just to shield you, but to expose the root. Here is the truth. This interference is not random. It feeds on unhealed energy. Wherever there is unresolved grief. Wherever you've left the door open through fear, trauma, or toxic ties. It enters. Silently. Not as a haunting, but as a limiter. It cannot destroy your destiny. But it can delay it, distort it, and distract you from it. Unless you do what Michael is now commanding. Confront it. Destroy it. Reclaim your field. This is not a battle of fists. This is a battle of clarity. The moment you identify its pattern, it starts losing power. So Michael is asking you now. Where has the pattern shown up? Is it always in relationships, where you pour endlessly and get left drained? Is it in your money, where you make just enough to survive, but never enough to rise? Is it in your confidence, where you take one step forward and two back the moment it gets good? That's not coincidence. That's programming. That's energetic sabotage rooted in ancestral cycles, soul contracts, or past life karma. And it's ready to be cut. Michael's sword is not just for defense. It is for severing the invisible cords keeping you stuck. But here's the part most don't realize. He cannot cut what you want identify. You must speak it. You must name it. And then you must command it to leave. Say this, even if only in your heart. I break every agreement made in fear. I cancel every tie that delays my destiny. I release every soul connection that no longer honors my light. And I revoke permission from all unseen forces disrupting my path. These are not just words. These are energetic keys. And as you speak them, watch how your body begins to feel lighter. Watch how synchronicities begin to move. Watch how clarity, peace, and strength begin to return like long-lost friends. Because when you remove interference, you unlock divine acceleration. Blessings that once felt far away start arriving effortlessly. People who once drained you fall away without conflict. And what once felt confusing suddenly feels clear. This is what Michael wants for you. Not just protection from danger, but freedom from inner chains. So from now on, remember this. Whenever doubt rises suddenly, whenever confusion appears out of nowhere, whenever you feel drained around someone without reason, that's your sign. Spiritual interference is trying to hijack your field. And now, you no longer entertain it. You don't explain it. You don't overthink it. You command it to go. You are not a victim. You are a vessel. And when your vessel is clear, the divine flows without restriction. Archangel Michael is already responding. The shift has begun. You will feel it in your body. You will see it in your life. You will notice what once blocked you now suddenly moves. You may be wondering if your prayers have been genuine, if your intentions have been pure, if your heart has been open. Why hasn't it happened yet? Why haven't the doors opened? Why hasn't the relationship healed? Why hasn't the abundance flowed? Archangel Michael wants you to understand. It's not because you're forgotten. It's because you are being aligned with divine timing. There is a language that heaven speaks. And it's not measured in days, hours, or deadlines. It's measured in alignment. Measured in energy. Measured in your soul's highest timeline. Sometimes the delay is not punishment. It's protection. It's prevention from stepping into a door you weren't fully ready for. It's heaven rearranging the stage before your entrance. And yes, sometimes it's about divine players still being prepared behind the scenes. Think about it. Have you ever almost said yes to something or someone, and months later realized how toxic or small it really was? Have you ever tried to force a situation, only to feel a deep exhaustion instead of peace? That was not rejection. That was redirection. Michael saw what you couldn't. He saw the storm coming before you did. He saw the deception behind the opportunity. He saw the weight behind what looked like a blessing. And so, he whispered to heaven. Not yet. They deserve better. Prepare something greater. And that greater thing? It's not in the distance. It's just in the alignment. That means the moment you shift your energy, your beliefs, your vibration, your decisions, you start syncing with the timing that was always meant for you. But here's the key. Divine timing doesn't respond to desperation. It responds to readiness. And readiness isn't about being perfect. It's about being willing. Willing to let go of the old story. Willing to stop trying to control the how. Willing to trust that something beyond your logic is orchestrating the exact moment your miracle will arrive. This is why the things you chased didn't last. But the blessings you surrendered to often came with peace. Michael wants you to stop striving. Stop clinging. And start listening to the rhythm of your life. Because your soul already knows the divine sequence. Your body feels it when something is off. Your intuition nudges you when it's time to wait. And your spirit leaps when it's finally time to move. So now, take a breath and ask yourself, what if the delay was not a mistake? What if it was the mercy of divine perfection giving you space to grow into what you asked for? Because hey race, what's really happening? Every setback refined your faith. Every closed door upgraded your discernment. Every silence trained your spirit to hear whispers. And every waiting season taught you how to hold power, even when nothing seemed to be moving. This is divine preparation. This is sacred design. And now, you're nearing the threshold. Michael is showing you a divine calendar, not one written on paper, but etched in light. Certain dates are blinking. Certain moments are pulsing. You are getting closer to a convergence where heaven's plan will touch Earth's reality. That business idea you buried? It's coming alive again. That soulmate you thought passed you by? They're being stirred to remember you. That dream that once felt impossible? It's resurfacing with new clarity. Because now, you're not chasing it. You're becoming it. You're no longer asking if you're worthy of the dream. You're realizing the dream is already woven into you. Divine timing is not just about when it will happen. It's about who you become while you wait. You are not the same person who first asked for the blessing. You're wiser. You're stronger. You're spiritually awake. And that makes you finally aligned with what heaven has been holding for you all along. So now, Michael invites you to stop doubting the delay. Instead, bless it. Thank it. Because when the right moment arrives, it won't just be a blessing. It will be a divine reward for everything you endured with grace. There is something breathtaking about the way heaven works. Not in the loud chaos of the world, but in the stillness, when everything seems quiet. That's when it happens. The sudden shift. You've waited. You've prayed. You've questioned if the breakthrough would ever come. And then, without notice, the atmosphere around you begins to change. It starts subtly. A conversation that opens a new path. An opportunity that appears like it was always waiting for you. A message, a sign, a divine nudge that feels too precise to ignore. This is what Archangel Michael calls the divine arrival. The moment when your energy, your growth, and the celestial timing align perfectly. And suddenly, things that were stuck begin to move. Doors you couldn't pry open start swinging effortlessly. People who forgot you start remembering. And what once felt far away now feels like it's unfolding right in front of you. This is not coincidence. It's the result of hidden work in unseen realms. Prayers you forgot you whispered have reached their appointed time. Tears you cried in silence have been stored like sacred water, now ready to flow as blessings. And choices you made in faith are echoing back as divine rewards. Michael says, heaven works quietly but delivers loudly. And the way this next chapter enters your life will feel undeniable. You may wake up one morning and feel lighter. Not because your problems disappeared overnight, but because your spirit shifted. And suddenly, you're not fighting reality anymore. You're flowing with it. You may receive a phone call, a message, a contract, or a connection. Something that validates what you always believed deep inside. That you were never abandoned. That the silence was sacred. That the waiting was holy. And that your name was never forgotten in the halls of heaven. This sudden shift is more than a change in circumstances. It's a confirmation. That everything you lost, everything you endured, everything you surrendered, was preparing you for a reward that could never be taken from you. And when it comes, it won't come alone. It will bring clarity. It will bring peace. It will bring a sense of inner knowing. That this is the moment you were being prepared for all along. You'll notice synchronicities increase. Numbers like 111, 444, and 777 will show up repeatedly. You'll hear a song lyric or see a phrase that speaks directly to your situation. Strangers may say something that answers your silent questions. And you'll find yourself smiling. Because you'll feel it in your soul. Michael wants you to stop expecting your miracle in the way the world defines it. It may not come through a lottery win, or a sudden fame, or someone rescuing you. It may come through a healed mindset. A divine conversation. An inspired action that leads to a chain of supernatural doors opening. You'll suddenly understand why the old door had to close. Why the relationship didn't last. Why the path had to shift. Because now, the path ahead will feel aligned, clean, clear, and lit with divine peace. But you must be ready to act. When the shift comes, don't hesitate. Don't overthink. Don't delay with fear or doubt. Because the window of divine opportunity is time-sensitive. And Michael has already cleared the way. When you feel that inner nudge, that peaceful urge to move, trust it. The divine reward is not something you chase. It's something you say yes to. And as you walk into it, you will realize, it's not just about you. Your elevation, your testimony, your blessing, will be the reason someone else finds hope again. They'll see your breakthrough and believe in their own. They'll feel your peace and search for theirs. They'll witness your alignment and ask how they too can walk with heaven. This sudden shift is sacred. It's personal. It's irreversible. And it begins now. There comes a moment in every spiritual journey where something within begins to whisper. Look again. That wasn't random. This means something. You're not imagining things. When heaven begins to move on your behalf, the signs don't always arrive as thunder or lightning. More often, they come gently. Subtly. But unmistakably. And if your soul is awake, you'll see what others miss. Archangel Michael says that when your breakthrough begins to manifest, the spiritual realm starts leaving divine breadcrumbs. Clues. Confirmations. Proof that you're aligned with your higher path and divine help is near. One of the first signs is the inner shift. You begin to feel calm in situations where you used to panic. Things that used to shake you now simply pass through you. You no longer beg or plead, you declare and trust. That change in energy. That new calmness. It's not weakness. It's divine confidence. Heaven has already whispered to your spirit that it's handled. Then come the external synchronicities. You'll notice repeating numbers, 111, 222, 333, appearing on clocks, receipts, or license plates. Each number carries a message. 111 is a signal of alignment. Your thoughts are creating your reality. 222 reminds you that balance and harmony are unfolding behind the scenes. 333 shows that the ascended masters, including Archangel Michael, are with you now, guiding your next step. And 444? That's divine protection. It means the angels are surrounding you, fortifying your path. You may also start hearing messages in music. A random song that plays and feels like it was written just for you. A lyric that answers a question in your heart. A melody that lifts your spirit exactly when you were about to give up. And sometimes, the signs are not what appears, but what disappears. People who once distracted you suddenly go quiet. Opportunities that weren't right for you fall away without explanation. This is not rejection. It's redirection. Heaven is making room for what's truly yours. Archangel Michael says, when you lose what isn't yours, rejoice. Because what's meant for you now has space to arrive. You'll also begin to attract new kinds of conversations. People will randomly bring up topics aligned with your purpose. Someone may confirm a decision you were afraid to make. Another might speak words you needed to hear but didn't have the courage to ask for. Michael calls these earthly echoes of heavenly conversations. Because sometimes, what your angels speak in silence, people around you will repeat out loud. Another sign of an active breakthrough is that you begin to dream differently. Your subconscious becomes a doorway. You may dream of flying, crossing bridges, or walking into new rooms. These are spiritual indicators of forward motion. Some even dream of light beings, celestial places, or radiant skies, glimpses of your soul's contract being fulfilled. And in your waking life, things begin to move quickly. Tasks that used to take months complete in days. Resources begin to show up exactly when you need them. Delays turn into green lights. And most of all, you feel a pull, not a push. You're no longer striving. You're flowing. This is a divine zone. When you're in it, everything feels guided. You say yes to the right things, no to the wrong ones, and you don't second-guess yourself. Your intuition sharpens. Your faith stabilizes. And your gratitude increases, even before the big manifestation arrives. Because somehow, you already know. It's happening. It's unfolding. It's real. And if doubt creeps in, Archangel Michael sends this reminder. Signs aren't sent to convince your mind, they're sent to confirm what your soul already believes. You are not imagining the shift. It's real. And it's not just happening to you. It's happening through you. For a bigger purpose. Because what you align with now, becomes the path others will follow. Your breakthrough doesn't just bless your life, it echoes into generations. There is a sacred pattern the universe follows before every major breakthrough. Just before the light breaks through, comes the moment of testing. Not as punishment, but as proof. To see whether you're truly ready to receive what you've been praying for. Archangel Michael calls these final tests gatekeepers of glory. They are not enemies. They are divine mirrors, designed to reveal what must be left behind before you enter your new season. And if you're unaware, these gatekeepers can feel like chaos. Like everything is falling apart. Like you're being attacked or misled. But in truth, you're being refined. One of the first traps people fall into is doubt at the doorway. The moment things get quiet, they panic. They assume God is silent. Or that the blessing has been delayed. But heaven often goes silent when it's already moving. Because what's birthing in the spirit doesn't always echo in the noise of the physical. Michael says, silence is not absence. It is sacred preparation. When you're closest to a miracle, your logical mind will scream louder. It will say, nothing's changing. It's taking too long. What if I was wrong? But your soul knows. Faith becomes more potent when proof disappears. And the ones who receive the promise are those who trust during turbulence. Another trap is reopening old wounds. You begin revisiting toxic relationships. You reply to the ex who once shattered you. You chase after the very things you healed from. Why? Because the ego craves familiarity. Even if it's painful. And just when you're about to rise, the enemy tempts you with comfort zones wrapped in nostalgia. Archangel Michael says, the past will always knock when your future is unlocking. Do not answer. Let the doors that closed remain shut. Let the friendships that ended stay buried. Let the old habits stay broken. This isn't cruelty. It's protection. Not everyone is meant to walk into your breakthrough with you. And if you carry yesterday's baggage into tomorrow's blessing, you'll suffocate your own growth. The third sabotage is comparing timelines. Looking at others and asking, why them and not me? Why is their success faster? Why is their path smoother? Comparison is the thief of divine timing. It steals your peace, blurs your vision, and poisons your alignment. Michael reminds you, heaven does not rush what is sacred. And your time is not late, it's precise. What's meant for you cannot be delayed by man, market, or moment. Your soul's contract with the divine is already signed. What remains is your agreement to trust the unfolding. Another powerful mistake is quitting too soon. Right when the shift is moments away, people stop showing up. They abandon the vision. They declare it's over, not realizing that their manifestation was only one decision away. Sometimes, the pressure increases because the door is about to open. The final push before birth is always the most intense. Don't let fatigue or fear convince you that you're failing. You are not breaking down. You are breaking through. Archangel Michael says, when you feel the weight increase, know the gates of heaven are about to release. Keep showing up. Keep praying with expectancy. Keep preparing as if it's already done. Because that vibration is the signal that pulls your reality into alignment. And finally, don't ignore your Buddhist wisdom. When you're near your breakthrough, your body becomes sensitive. You may feel sudden fatigue, lightheadedness, restlessness. You may feel the need to isolate or detox. This is your spirit adjusting frequencies. It's like tuning into a new spiritual radio station. Your system is syncing with what's coming. Don't resist it. Rest if needed. Ground yourself. But stay available. Because your angels, your guides, your ancestors, and your higher self, they are all standing at the edge of your new timeline, waiting for your yes. And if you've made it this far, that means you're ready. Michael affirms this now. The test before the treasure is proof that the heavens trust you with power. Hold steady. The gates are already swinging open. When the breakthrough finally arrives, it doesn't always show up in the form you imagined. It may not feel like fireworks. It may not come with clear skies and open arms. Sometimes, it feels like your whole world is being rearranged without permission. But Archangel Michael wants you to understand, that's how divine upgrades often begin. They feel disorienting because your soul is stepping into a new blueprint. A new timeline. A new vibration. The first 7 days after this spiritual shift are the most delicate. It's a sacred transition window, where your old identity and your new destiny are overlapping. And what you choose to do in these 7 days will determine whether the breakthrough becomes permanent or fades back into potential. Michael calls these 7 days the sacred window of recalibration. So what should you expect? And how do you move through it with grace? First, unexpected emotions. You might think you'd feel overjoyed. But instead, you feel tired. You might feel tearful without knowing why. You may even feel a strange sense of grief, as if something is leaving you. That's not a sign of anything going wrong. That's your old energetic attachments being released. The identity that you wore for years, the version of you who struggled, begged, doubted, is now dissolving. And even though it served its purpose, its departure brings emotional waves. Archangel Michael reminds you. Even when letting go of limitation, the soul still grieves the familiar. Be gentle with yourself. Let the emotions rise and fall like tides. Don't suppress. Don't explain. Just witness them with compassion. The second sign, shifts in your environment. People may pull away. Opportunities may suddenly cancel. Or out of nowhere, certain doors may slam shut. Don't misread this as rejection. When your frequency upgrades, anything not aligned with your new timeline will fall away, quickly and sometimes without warning. It's divine pruning. It's spiritual alignment doing its job. Michael says, when heaven is lifting you, it removes the anchors first. The third change, heightened intuition. During these 7 days, your inner voice will become louder. You'll suddenly get clear nudges, a place you must visit, a person to call, a creative idea that demands action. Follow them. This isn't coincidence. These are the first breadcrumbs of your new path. What once felt like random thoughts is now direct communication from your higher self and your angelic team. So if you feel drawn to write something, start. If you feel pulled to go somewhere new, go. If someone enters your life unexpectedly, pay attention. These are all part of the divine choreography set into motion by your shift. Fourth, physical body changes. Your body may feel sore, even though you didn't do anything strenuous. Your sleep patterns might change. You may crave different foods or need more hydration. This is normal. Your nervous system is integrating the new light codes. Your DNA is adjusting to the spiritual download. You are literally becoming a new version of yourself, not just mentally, but cellularly. Michael says, breakthrough is not just an event. It's an embodiment. Let your body catch up to your soul. Honor what your body asks for, whether that's sleep, movement, sunlight, or stillness. Don't push. Don't numb. Just allow. The fifth truth, mirrors appear everywhere. You may see repeating numbers, overhear messages in public, or encounter strangers who say exactly what you needed to hear. The synchronicities increase during this 7-day window because your awareness is open. You're closer to the veil. Closer to divine communication. Michael says, in the days after your breakthrough, heaven speaks louder, not because it changed, but because now, you're finally listening. So write it down. Capture the signs. They are not random. They are divine confirmations that you're not imagining this. You really did shift. And the universe is celebrating with you. Lastly, a deep sense of peace may settle in unexpectedly. Not because everything is perfect, but because something inside you knows. You're finally aligned. You're finally home within yourself. And nothing external can shake that foundation. This is the peace that surpasses understanding. The peace that doesn't need proof. The peace that holds you in storms, not just sunshine. Michael says, the reward of spiritual growth is not applause. It is peace. And that peace is the clearest sign that your breakthrough is real. So how do you sustain this energy? You honor the shift by living differently. You stop reacting from fear. You begin responding from trust. You create from abundance. You walk like someone who is already chosen, guided, and protected. Because you are. Once the breakthrough arrives and your energy shifts into higher alignment, the next step is the most important one, making it last. Archangel Michael emphasizes that breakthrough is not a one-time event. It's an invitation. And what you do after receiving it determines whether it becomes your new normal, or just a spiritual memory that fades into the background of life. To ensure your transformation anchors deeply into your reality, Michael shares 5 golden habits, sacred practices that act like divine glue. They lock your upgraded timeline into place and keep your frequency stable, even when life tries to pull you back. These are not just routines. They are energetic contracts between you and your higher self. Each one plants your roots deeper into the soil of your divine becoming. Habit 1. Begin each day with angelic alignment. Before touching your phone, before stepping into the demands of the world, take 5 minutes to call in your angelic team. Archangel Michael says, "The first voice you align with each morning will set the rhythm for your reality." Choose heaven first. Close your eyes. Breathe deeply. Say silently or aloud, "I call upon Archangel Michael and my divine guides. Fill this day with light, protection, truth, and clarity. Let my steps be aligned with divine wisdom, and may my energy serve only love." This activates your spiritual field like a shield. You'll notice that situations that used to trigger you won't land the same way. You'll respond instead of react. And most importantly, you'll carry divine presence into every room you enter. When you make this a daily habit, you're not just starting your day, you're anchoring your timeline. Habit 2. Speak as if it's already done. Your words are spells. Every time you speak, you are casting a vibration that either supports your breakthrough or erodes it. Michael warns that many lose their upgrades by speaking fear, doubt, or powerlessness into their life, even after divine intervention. So shift your vocabulary. Replace "I hope" with "I trust." Replace "I'm trying" with "I'm choosing." Replace "it's hard" with "it's unfolding." Speak not from where you were, but from where you're going. Michael says, "The future listens to the language you speak today." Make your words sacred. Even when results haven't fully shown up, talk like someone who already knows the miracle is in motion. Because it is. Habit 3. Protect your energy like royalty. After a breakthrough, your energy becomes more magnetic. You'll attract people, attention, opportunities, even tests. Michael reminds you, not everything that seeks your light deserves your access. This is the time to refine your boundaries. If someone drains you, release. If a situation feels heavy, pause before engaging. If an old habit returns, observe it without guilt, but don't give it power. Energy leaks are the #1 reason spiritual upgrades collapse. One unresolved wound, one toxic conversation, one unconscious scroll can pull you out of alignment faster than you realize. So treat your energy as sacred territory. You've worked too hard, healed too long, and grown too deep to go backward for anyone. Let your standards rise. Let your access tighten. Let your space reflect your soul's evolution. This is not arrogance, it's reverence. Habit 4. Make room for silence. In the age of noise, silence is a rebellion. And it's in silence that angels speak the loudest. Create a window each day, even 10 minutes, where you sit without input. No music. No screens. No talking. Just breath, presence, and stillness. Michael calls this the throne room of listening. Because it's in the silence that you'll receive upgrades, guidance, and healing that noise can never offer. You may receive sudden insights. You may feel emotions surface for release. You may hear your name called in the spirit. Do not ignore these moments. They are the whispers of God, reminding you that the journey isn't over. It's just beginning. Habit 5. Serve as if you're already empowered. Nothing anchors your breakthrough like service. Not service from burnout. Not service for validation. But service from overflow. Michael says, when you share what you've received, you multiply it. So help someone. Offer wisdom. Create from the new light you've been given. Let others feel the transformation you're walking in, not through words, but through presence. You may not feel fully ready. You may still feel like you're learning. But the truth is, someone else is praying for what you now carry. And when you offer it, even in small ways, the divine takes notice. Your energy gets confirmed. Your breakthrough becomes embodied. This habit turns your shift from private experience into public alignment. These 5 habits may seem simple. But don't confuse simplicity with smallness. They are spiritual technologies. Invisible tools that rebuild the architecture of your daily life around your breakthrough. Michael says, your breakthrough is not a memory. It is a momentum. Feed it daily, and it will become permanent. Every time you rise in frequency, something lower tries to pull you back. It's not a curse. It's not karma. It's spiritual physics. When light expands within you, it challenges every shadow that has ever lived inside you and around you. And if you're not aware, these shadows don't just whisper, they strategize. Archangel Michael wants you to know. Every breakthrough triggers a backlash. But forewarned is forearmed. These backlashes are not punishments. They are pressure points designed to test the integrity of your shift. And the more powerful your transformation, the subtler the sabotage becomes. Let's decode the 5 most common sabotage signals Michael warns about, the ones the enemy sends when it knows you're about to ascend. Signal 1, the sudden storm of old emotions. Just when you think you're free, grief returns. Shame knocks. Anger creeps back in. You may wonder, did I not heal this already? Michael says this is residual energy, not regression. It's the final purge, the last remnants of frequencies that no longer match your elevated self. Do not fight these feelings. Witness them. Let them pass without identity. Do not say, I am sad. Say, sadness is moving through me. Because when you name the feeling without becoming it, the sabotage loses power. Signal 2, the unexpected conflict. Arguments arise. Someone misunderstands you. An old relationship suddenly re-enters your orbit, begging for attention. This is designed to hook you emotionally. Why? Because the enemy knows, if it can stir your lower emotions, it can distort your frequency. Michael warns. Not every battle is yours to fight. Some are distractions dressed as confrontations. In moments of conflict, pause. Ask yourself, is this worth my peace? Is this pulling me back or helping me rise? Choose silence where silence protects your frequency. Choose truth where truth liberates your soul. Not everything needs your energy. Especially not now. Signal 3, the illusion of isolation. Suddenly, people go quiet. Support feels absent. You feel alone, even though you're surrounded. This is one of the most deceptive traps. Because it's not based in reality, it's based in frequency dissonance. Michael says, when you ascend, your old tribe may not hear you clearly anymore, not because they've changed, but because you have. You are not being abandoned. You are being recalibrated. And sometimes, silence is heaven's way of tuning your spiritual ears for new connections. Don't panic when people fall away. It's not rejection, it's redirection. Your new tribe is tuning in as you let go of what's no longer aligned. Signal 4, the temptation of comfort. You get an opportunity that looks good. but feels like a step backwards. A job offer, a connection, a pattern that once felt safe, now comes back as a second chance. This is not divine reward. It's a frequency test. Michael cautions. Comfort is often the disguise sabotage wears to lull you back to smallness. Ask. Does this choice serve my soul or soothe my ego? Am I being called higher? Or tempted into hiding? Sometimes the most seductive sabotage is the one that offers relief, not growth. Remember, you were not reborn to return to what once broke you. You were reborn to rise beyond it. Signal 5, the inner voice of doubt returns. Just when your path becomes clear, the voice returns. What if you made it all up? What if this doesn't last? What if you're not ready? These are not your thoughts. They are energetic echoes from old programs trying to reattach. Michael reminds you. Doubt is the language of the former self. Do not let it narrate your new story. Every great soul hears this voice. What matters is whether you believe it. When doubt speaks, don't answer it. Observe it like a passing cloud. Say, I see you, but you no longer lead me. Because faith doesn't mean you don't hear fear, it means fear no longer decides for you. These sabotage signals are not signs of failure. They are signs of activation. They mean your breakthrough is real. That darkness sees your glow. And that you are rising beyond the level where the enemy once held power. Michael says, the presence of resistance is proof of progress. If nothing's trying to stop you, you're probably not moving. So stand firm. Hold the line. Remember who walks beside you now. If you made it this far, your soul recognizes truth. This message wasn't a coincidence. It was a divine appointment. You didn't just listen to words. You received codes. You absorbed light. You remembered who you truly are. Archangel Michael didn't bring you here to simply feel better. He brought you here to awaken. Now the question is, will you ignore this calling? Or rise into it? Before you go, let this be a sacred act of alignment. If this message moved something deep inside you, if you felt protected, seen, guided, then make sure you subscribe right now. Not just for more videos, but to stay connected with the frequency that your spirit is now attuned to. This channel isn't just content, it's a spiritual lifeline. A voice for the divine. When the world grows too loud. And if you feel called to go beyond, to show gratitude and support for these transmissions, tap the super thanks button below. Every gesture, every offering, helps this mission reach more lost souls who need the light. Remember, the more you honor divine messages, the more heaven entrusts you with. And the more you support the light, the stronger it shines, not just for you, but for all. Until next time. Stay aligned. Stay protected. And always remember, you are not alone. Dove Archangel Michael walks with you.